I'm Jim Frazier, Vice President of Smart Cities and Infrastructure here at ARC Advisory Group. I'm very happy to be joined today by Phil Christensen, Vice President of Digital Cities, Reality and Spatial Modeling at Bentley Systems. Welcome, Phil.
Good morning, Jim. Nice to be here.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit about your role at Bentley?
Yes, I run the Reality and Spatial Modeling Group in Bentley. We're part of the Digital Cities business group, and we're focusing on helping cities to develop and involve digital twins at city scale.
Oh, okay. So, Phil, let me ask, what exactly is a digital twin?
What a great question. A digital twin is a digital representation of a physical asset. And so in this case, a city scale digital twin is a digital representation of not only the physical infrastructure of the city, all of the networks of roads and utilities and buildings and so on, but also models of the processes that go on within the city. And it's used to plan and construct and maintain and operate the city.
Okay, so can you go a little further in depth on, arguably there's 9 or 10 vertical applications within a city. There are 7 or 8 cross-cutting technologies, and there's also a life cycle to city infrastructure. Do digital twins support all of those different subject areas?
Yes, certainly. The digital twin can be applied at any stage of the life cycle. And one way I like to think about it is the different organizations and people that are involved. So, of course, we have the city itself. They provide a driving role in regulation and planning. Then there are the corporations that own the assets within the city. So that could be the road network, the water network, the power network, and other aspects of the physical infrastructure. And then, of course, there are the engineering firms which are involved in designing and building those assets and modifying and maintaining them. But most importantly, the fourth group is who they serve, which is the citizens of the city. So all 4 of those groups can benefit from the digital twin, and the digital twin, in fact, can encourage great collaboration between the different groups, better consultation between the city and the citizens, better collaboration between the asset owners and the engineering firms, and between all of them in terms of evolving the physical fabric of the city.
Yeah, that's a very fascinating point, very powerful point. As a project gets envisioned, a digital twin can be used to communicate in a 3D model. What will be the impacts? What does it look like? What's it going to do to stakeholders that might not be technologists? It might be the Parent-Teacher Association. It might be other city managers. People that aren't engineering related. So that's a great point.
Yeah, indeed. A lot of the work that we're doing is actually to make the digital twin more accessible. So I'll give you a couple of examples. One would be with our Open Cities Planner capability to make the digital twin available through a large touch screen that might be in a city hall or can be done interactively. Or it could be through the web browser, so you can just look at it on your home computer or even on a mobile device. So when you're out and about, you might have your phone or your tablet with you and be able to see a proposed development on your tablet and even make a comment about it when you're in situ and your device knows where you are, and you can even kind of see the view of the development from where you're standing. So making the digital twin be a conduit for more accessible and meaningful engagement with citizens, we think is one really good example of a relatively what feels like a low tech interaction on the front end, but obviously with a lot of technology behind it.
Wow, that's very powerful. I know this technology is moving ahead very quickly. Can you give us some insights as to where the digital twin technologies are going in the future?
I think there's a couple of big ones that are somewhat related. One is the way that we can capture the current state of the city. There is no model of the city. The city is changing every hour. And so the way that we can use new types of capture technologies, whether it's drones, whether it's satellites, whether it's aerial photography, whether it's sensors on vehicles that are driving around, even crowdsourcing the capture of data from mobile phones around the city are all ways we can build up what we call the reality model or the digital context of the city. I think that's one really exciting area where we can get a much more accurate and high fidelity 3D model of the city that evolves over time. Another really interesting area is in the area of sensors also, and that would be the development of IoT, or Internet of Things, where we're getting a lot of sensors embedded across the city in the different networks that I mentioned, in buildings and streetlights and other places. And so we can continually monitor the health of the city, monitor the performance of the city, if you like, and better understand, what actions we might need to take. Could be flood sensors about rising water levels, or it could be, thermal sensors or noise sensors about what's happening. So the streams of digital data from the greater deployment of sensors, I think, is going to be an exciting contribution of data to the city scale digital twin.
Wow, Phil, this has been a fascinating conversation. I thank everybody for joining us today. Again, my guest today was Phil Christensen, Vice President of Digital Cities, Reality and Spatial Modeling at Bentley Systems. Thanks, Phil. We look forward to speaking with you again soon.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jim.
Take care.